So what's up? I want to respond to Zachary Levi's reasoning why his movie Shazam Fury of God flopped. And it flopped. Why? Because it sucks. It sucks so bad. It really sucks. So I just read this article in Vanity Fair. It says that Zachary Levi reacts to Shazam 2 flop, and he says the biggest reason that they're having is marketing and Snyder fans. Pretty much that's what he said, because I know he had beef with Snyder fans. I think he told us to move on, and he's saying that it's basically Zack Snyder and his fans that messed up the movie. First of all, I just want to respond because I guess somewhere there's somebody in DC is like retarded or something, because I agree with him. Like, yeah, it wasn't marketed. Why? Because they knew it sucked, and they probably didn't have any money because most of their previous movies flopped. So he's basically saying that him and the director, the guy that directed this, I don't really know his name. I know he did Annabelle, I think. Saying that it's basically toxic Snyder fans that ruined the movie. But I got to question that, because I thought we were the minority. That's what John Campea said. That's what Grace Randolph said. That's what James Gunn said. Oh, they're the minority. That's what Zadloff said. And WB's old regime, we're the minority. No, honestly, I believe Snyder fans are the majority. Why? Because the last, 3 movies flopped. You got Shazam, you got Black Adam, and you got the Batman. Now, a lot of people saying the Batman did $700 million, and those numbers are false, because they raised prices that whole weekend for that movie only. Their accountants got the real numbers. The public don't. Why you think there's not so urged to create a Batman 2? Because it flopped. They're just not saying that. You notice Robert Pattinson is not mentioned in anything, right? Because there's not going to be a Batman 2. And that's my opinion. If it is, I can eat my words. But these movies have flopped. Why? Because Snyder fans like myself and others, we're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of the okie doke. And we will not forget what they did to Zack Snyder and the rest of the crew. And that's not just Henry Cavill, but Ray Fisher. Oh, yeah, we remember that. There's a reason why Ray Fisher is working with Zack Snyder. Because the old regime was horrible. So I don't understand why they expect us as the public, the fans, to spend our money on these whack-ass movies that they putting out. Granted, the Joker did good, but the Joker is on the DC's Black label. If Todd Phillips don't have that same tone in Joker 2, guess what? It's going to flop. But that's the Black label. So that's separate from the DCEU. So, but yeah, this article, man, is saying that the reason for the flop is because of Snyder fans. And it's like, I am a Snyder fan. I like his movies, but I'm not toxic. In my review, I clearly said, it's a kiddie movie. If you have a family of kids, take them to go see it. It's just not for my taste. I like mature adult movies. Nolan style, Zack Snyder style movies. Those are movies for me. Not some Shazam too. I mean, the guy Zachary, he's mediocre. He's not even an A-list actor. And I get why he's complaining, because he's about to get fired. And I don't wish that on nobody, especially in the times we living in. Everybody need their job. I don't wish that dude get fired, but we know what time it is for him. His movie only did 30 million, 60 million. His movie did worse than Morbius. And this is a sequel we talking about. Megan surprised the shit out of me. Shazam 2 is not going to hit Megan's numbers. I think Megan did like, what, 190 after its run? They profited. Good profit. So, this guy, and his director need to understand, make better movies. The superhero fatigue is, for me, I don't know about everybody else. Like I said, I love superhero movies, but that time is past. That's Marvel's thing. Doctor Strange can get 800 million because they built a nice foundation. Even though it's whack, they'll profit every time they put out a whack movie because they already have a core foundation. But the superhero genre stopped with Endgame. That was it. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, yeah, that was cool, but it was cool. But Shazam is a mediocre DC character played by a mediocre actor. I'm not trying to disrespect the man, but he's mediocre. I mean, if he played Pee Wee Herman in the movie, he'll probably do good. I'm sure he's a nice guy, a nice corny guy. But to blame Snyder fans is stupid. It's lacking responsibility that James Gunn, Peter Zatloff, set you up for failure, bruh. They set you up for failure. They set your director up for failure because they know the Snyder fans are the majority. They're not the minority. The Snyder fans are the majority. And if James Gunn can't see that, his universe is going to fail dead on arrival. If that Superman legacy is not Nolan style or Zack style or better, it's over. It's over. Right now, DC needs Zack Snyder. And I think that's what they're scared of. Zack Snyder is in the best position that he be in because he's in demand. By who? The consumer. People like myself. So DC put themselves in this predicament. If James Gunn can't do Nolan style, if he's going to bring that Marvel shit over to that Superman legacy, it's over. And it's going to be the next Superman Returns. And we know how that shit came out. I can't even force myself to watch that shit. I'll put myself through torture watching a Batman again before I watch that Superman Returns bullshit that came out. Man of Steel today was the best Superman since Christopher Reeves. And I haven't really watched none of Christopher Reeves. I've seen bits and pieces, but Batman vs. Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League. DC needs Zack Snyder right now. And, like I said, I think the Snyder fans are the majority. I don't give a damn what John Campea say. I don't give a damn what Grace Randolph say. The Snyderverse fans has DC hostage. They has the box office hostage. Because what's going to make you think The Flash, I hate to say this, I think it's going to end up the same way. Flop. Why? Because there's people, more conservative people, not feeling what Ezra Miller did and, what he, his crimes and stuff like that. Secondly, I mean, Michael Keaton is old. I mean, I like Michael Keaton, but he's old. You know what I'm saying? He's a senior citizen now. You know, I will always have love for him because that's the first Batman I've seen. He will always be my favorite. You know what I'm saying? But he's old. Like, he's a senior citizen. You know, Ben Affleck is not even in the movie 5 minutes. I really don't want to see it now. The only thing that really driving me is to see Michael Keaton and to see General Zod. But I'd rather see. But it's like, what's the point of going there to see Zod when Henry Cavill's not going to be able to reprise his role as Superman? Instead, they want to put Supergirl in here. I believe that movie's going to flop. They better get Henry Cavill or rewrite it or hold off on the movie. And if it does well, I eat my words, but it's just not looking good. The Snyder fans are the majority. I'm not a toxic Snyder fan. You know, like I said, I just don't like whack-ass movies. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get it. Because if we don't, movies just going to keep on flopping. Why? Because what director is on the market that's on a style like Nolan and Zach right now? There ain't none. James Gunn, yeah, I like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. I ain't gonna lie, I give him his credit. But if he gonna bring that Marvel bullshit over to DC, it's over. No one's feeling these super corny, these corny superhero movies no more. That died with Endgame. If it's not Nolan style, if it's not Zach style, it's a wrap. If he can go better than Zach, better than Nolan, more darker, then cool. But I don't know. But I just wanted to respond to this post of Zachary and his director saying that it's Snyderverse fans. It's not Snyderverse fans. It's not Snyderverse fans. We're just asking to give a man his vision, what he started. Because we, as the audience, we've been played. You set up here, DC set up here and had Henry Cavill announce to all these studios, all these networks that he was coming back. Then a couple weeks later, James Gunn fires him. So something is not wrong with this company. DC, dumb company. That's what it stands for. DC needs Zack Snyder. But I ain't going to get off topic. I just wanted to respond. But what do you think? You think the reason why SHAZAM flopped is because of us Snyder fans? Or did it flop because it was just a whack-ass movie? It was so whack that nobody took their kids to see it. It just sounds like you're whack, you know. So that's all I got to say. But what do you guys think? I just wanted to share my insight of what I thought. I just can't believe that this guy, Zachary Levi, or whatever his name is saying that Snyder fans caused the movie to flop. No, you're just a mediocre actor, bro. With a mediocre director in a mediocre movie. If you got all those mediocres, guess what? You're going to flop. You're going to flop. But, you know, I don't know, bro. You know, I hate that he's going to lose his job, but, you know, hopefully he'll find some